Cleveland Cavaliers, man. I'm going to tell you what. Cleveland Cavaliers are already trending to an all-time great team. And I'm going to apologize. I've been all in on the Cavs, but I have not done a good job enough of explaining why we all tripping. And why we say we in on the Cavs, but it's time that we start putting our hearts and our energy and our money and our respect and our admiration behind the Cavs. I'm trying to start a movement where the Cavs get the Browns love. All of the extra love and attention and extra baked cookies and all of the conversations where we argue about franchise quarterbacks and that love should be going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They should be the number one team in town. Period. If you're thinking about getting some season tickets, if you're thinking about going to something, if you're saving for a concert, you want to get some Guardians gear, you should save all of your money and give that on a platter to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm going to explain why. They follow all the tenets that we want. They check every single box. I watched that game last night against the Memphis Grizzlies, and on UCSS, I told them, I said, listen, man, this is a tough one. I think Kenny Atkinson is doing this thing on purpose. Kenny is doing this thing on purpose, man. Donovan Mitchell has been out the last couple of games, and I'm thinking, okay, now Memphis is a 2 seed almost in the West. They're fighting. They're a virtual tie between the 2 seed and the 4 seed. They tied with the Nuggets. They tied with the Lakers, and they needed that win. You're going into Memphis, a tough place to play. Ja Morant is playing. Jared Jackson is playing. All they ready to go. And you're without Donovan Mitchell. And let me tell you something. These dudes came out there and waxed the Memphis Grizzlies. Was not close. Wasn't close. That little score at the end, they was down 25-30 the whole game. And the reason that the Cavs is different is because even the bench dudes is smoking people now. When your bench and roll guys come out and you don't got Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland used that as a homecoming, he used that. Listen, this dude, Darius Garland, they went out to Memphis early. You know, he from, 3-time player of the year in Tennessee, Vanderbilt alum. You don't even play that many games because he was injured, right? You know what I'm saying? He said, I didn't give Tennessee, I didn't give Rocky Top enough. I need to bring my whole team down. You know how you came from college and you bring your people down? You're bringing your roommates home. Hey, I want you to come to my high school game on that Friday night. Come to the club with me. Let me show you how I do it in my city. This dude had them dudes down there for a whole week early playing flag football at Vanderbilt. Out there just playing around. I'm like, dang, can you let these dudes play basketball, football, tap? I'm like, somebody about to get hurt. Donovan Mitchell ain't even playing. And Darius came out there laughing at these fools. I'm telling you, I'm on Darius. I'm on Darius. I'm on his. I be on him a lot. I'm on him a lot because I know you got it. I know you got it there. You just got to play like that all the time. And that's what Kenny doing. Kenny telling him, listen, listen, go ahead. He got it. I want to see this. I want to see this work. Remember last year against the Celtics when you was hurt? And we can't see that Darius no more. Let's cook. I need him to cook while you ain't out here. You know Darius is always hitting when I said, bro, if Darius Garland is not looking at that fan on the right baseline after he hit that 3, I know he ain't ready to play. You got to have your celebrations early, Darius. Evan Mobley. See, when the unicorn gets going, the highest evolutionary state of what Evan Mobley is supposed to be doing Never mind. Don't take him from my word. Don't listen to him for my word. Let's go ahead and listen to Serena Williams. Let's ask what you thinking about this.
Much from the start of the second quarter. Were you guys sick of comebacks?
We try to come out here, come with energy, and play together like we always do. And we're knocking down shots today and playing pretty good defense. And that's what made us come out with the win.
More franchise records set tonight. Let's start with the first one. 16 straight now. Look, how do you just explain the historic streak that you guys are on?
I think it's just a testament how we're playing together. Everyone's involved. We're just going out there playing our brand of basketball, not worried about the records necessarily, and it's just coming out this way.
I know you're not worried about the records, but we happen to know them, so you've got another one. 11 straight road wins. That's also a franchise record. Hey, it's one thing to be a great team at home, but to be a very solid team on the road, what's the key to that?
Yeah, I think that's one of the hardest things in the league is to travel and to play the same way in a different crowd, different arena. And I feel like we've been doing that pretty well. I feel like the team energy, we bring that camaraderie and that team aspect to the game. And I feel like that's the biggest aspect of why we're winning.
Yeah, I mean, you look at tonight's game as an example, 7 players in double-digit scoring. What does that say about how really everybody on this team's contributing every night?
It's just depth. We trust everyone. Every single time we pass the ball, we think it's going in, and we just got to keep playing that way.
Evan, you perform, it seems like, every time you played the Grizzlies. Hey, when you think about your first game in the league here in Memphis, and you as a player then, and to see how much you've grown today, what comes to mind?
Yeah, it's honestly surreal. It's crazy. This is my first game ever in this arena, and it was a treat. It's always a treat to come back and play in here. And I don't know. I guess I like playing against Memphis.
Let's keep it rolling, huh?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, you, Kaylee.
Serena, thank you. Well, there it is. 16 straight victories for the Cavaliers. That now sets.
Now, the crazy part is Evan Mobley. In that game, if you was watching that game, they couldn't even have Edie on them. Zach Edie, they couldn't even have a big fella came out there. And the highest evolutionary state of what Evan Mobley is doing is when he has to decide what and to decipher what it is and how he wants to deliver his offensive package is going to be the biggest evolutionary step, because when he played Zach Edey, the big fella was lumbering around on the perimeter, and you know what Evan Mobley said? You can't guard me off the dribble. And a matter of fact, you're too slow to close out on this three. Knock it down. Up. Let me rock you to sleep. Let me rock you to sleep like I'm Mike. Oh, I'm going to step back a little bit. I said, when did you get the step back, Evan Mobley? When did you get the step back? He's out there. You see it, 3 of 6. One of the threes they took away. It was 4. His foot was on the line, but shooting it with confidence. But at the same time, when he realizes he has a small on him, when the switch comes from a pick and roll and he understands that he has a small guy on him, he's demanding the basketball down low, demanding the ball and wanting to get the ball and finishing over people. The level of confidence, even the way he's talking right now. The way he Evan Mobley was a mute the first 2 years. No, he had all captions under his name, all subtitles. Now he's feeling good about himself. He's feeling confident about himself. And by the way, the defense then kicked back up again. Defensive player of the year type efforts. Now let's take a look at this. The Cavs in this screen, longest winning streaks this season. They got a 16-game winning streak right now. They already had a 15-game winning streak, and they've had a 12-game winning streak. This is why historically the Cavs are in a position to be one of the best regular season teams of all time. And that's just not hyperbole. I'm not the Duke and knee jerk for no reason. I'm just telling you, that's where we're at. But what really makes the Cavs dynamic is the way that the bench guys actually feel that they are him. Steph Jerome, he feels like he's Steph Curry, bro. These floaters, he comes in and he thinks he's supposed to be that guy. DeAndre Hunter comes in like an assassin. He is the meanest dude. DeAndre Hunter, game face so mean, it looked like he turned kids away at trick or treat. it looked like when they say, do you want to, at the end when you're using your debit card, they'd be like, do you want to donate 50 cents to the kids for charity? No. Do you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies? No. Would you like to round up? No. That's how his game face is. He come in pulling, assassin, playing defense, crazy demeanor. And by the way, let's talk about this dude. This dude, now listen, let me know if you know what I know. If you watching basketball, you gotta see this and you'd have heard this. Sam Merrill is playing his tail off. And it's not because he has the quickest trigger finger in the game. It's because he is a underrated defender now. When did you step your defender game up, Sam? He's gritty. He looked like he got tired of people switching off on him. Don't you put me in a pick and roll and act like I'm defenseless over here. Don't you ain't about to have me doing the little, oh, you small. Nah, he's moving his feet. He's gritty. He ain't gonna let you post him like that. I said, this is what I'm talking about. When you got Max Strus done put the headband on. That headband don't come off, by the way. I think it's sewn on. I seen him with that headband on at the store. I'm like, he was at Mark's with the headband on. But let's get back to it. This is why the Cavs are great right now. 1,200 people in there, wherever you at. I need that like button and share button. Let's get it going.
It's a franchise record, the previous being 15 that the team had set in the first 15 games of the season. It is just unbelievable.
Sometimes it just elevates us even further. We lose nothing. And like I say, sometimes the plus minus goes through the roof because the bench just responds. DeAndre Hunter came in, was just fantastic. Sam Merrill made big shot after big shot after big shot. I mean, Ty Jerome was phenomenal with the basketball. And so you get to see that. And Kenny Atkinson's just sitting back like the puppet master, pulling the strings on all these guys and putting different people in different positions to be successful. And the supporting roles were just phenomenal tonight, and they've been that way all season long.
Just look at the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, they speak for themselves. Javonte Green, once again, gets meaningful minutes, and that pays dividends as well.
It is, and Sam Merrill, big shot after big shot. DeAndre Hunter, his aggressiveness, and Ty Jerome. Got a little rest, got those legs fresh, came back, and just absolutely took it to Memphis.
We talked about this.
They talked about the depth of this team and the bench in particular, but how about the ball movement? Everyone getting involved.
Before we get to that ball movement, man, that's nasty work, man. I'm just over here shaking my head, bro. If you gonna get that from Sam Merrill and Ty Jerome, Isaac Okoro played great defense last night. Jared Allen. If you gonna get that, you're not beating the Cavs. I'm sorry. If you're gonna listen, if they get that, chalk it up. Chalk it up. Y'all might as well go. If they get anywhere near that performance, and it's not like they ain't been doing this every single game. They basically went in here with a team that is a contender in the West and used the backups to smack them up. It's crazy.
Regardless of whether it's the starters or that second unit, the Cavaliers finishing with 32 assists on 44 made field goals. 8 different Cavaliers had multiple assists here tonight. What allowed for such movement on and off the ball tonight?
It's called playing without the ball. The Cavaliers have gotten themselves a bunch of guys who understand how to play without the ball.
Yeah, this team is so unselfish. We saw that here tonight. Again, 32 assists on 44 made field goals. Cavaliers shooting 50% from the floor and knocking down 19 triples as well. Just a total team effort and dominant from start to finish.
Yeah, man. Good luck with these fellas. Good luck with them. Good luck. I'm telling you, when you get that type of production, Darius Garland, Kenny Atkinson, man. And listen, they even pulling Javonte Green. I was like, where's Javonte? Javonte Green sounds like an edge rusher from Ole Miss, bro. Javonte Green sounds like like a slot receiver for Texas Tech. Like he out here cooking. He cooking. This is what happens when you. Listen. I'm old enough. I've watched the Bulls. I've watched the Spurs. I've watched the Denver Nuggets of a couple of years ago. When teams like this get real nice and boring, and they just work like an oil machine. Actually, to be truthful, the Cavs, when you talking business, the Cavs get boring. Cavs get boring because they be so doggone good. I saw the way that the Miami Heat used to rotate the basketball. You'd be like, man, everybody's open. Shane Battier and Norris Cole's killing us. I didn't see when you get to the Spurs and you got, it don't even be Manu. It'd be Tiago Splitter. I'm like, when is Split? Boris Diaw was killing you, bro. Like, you get to that point, and the Cavs is right there. But somebody mentioned something a little bit earlier, and I'm going to show this clip a little bit too. Dan Patrick, shout out to him. That was courtesy of Dan Patrick. The last clip was courtesy of the Cavs and FanDuel Sports Network. I want to talk about what Dan Patrick said. He is now in Cavaliers corner. He is now in a place where he now understands that the Cavs are a historically great team too. And I think it's time, regardless of what they do in the playoffs, we talking now. I think we have to stop doing that. As Cavs fans, you can let it, if the what's the name media want to talk about it, that's great. If the national media want to say, but it's just a regular season, I ain't on that. Listen, I'm a Cavs fan. I'm going to enjoy every part of this, all of it. And I'm going to remember this team. People, nobody will remember your team if you don't win a champ. Are you crazy? Speak for yourself. I remember the 73-win Warriors. I remember the 66-12 win Cavs. And I'm going to sure as heck remember this squad. Dan Patrick makes a very interesting observation about the way we take a look at our sports teams.
Are getting too good for the Cleveland Cavaliers are getting too good for shows, networks to avoid them. I mean, that's how good they've gotten, because I can guarantee you, Mothership and Fox and anybody else is going, oh, they won again. They won again. They're 55-10. That's tied for the fifth best record through 65 games in NBA history. You have to cover them. Now, not exciting. I watch them. They're a really good team. They're a balanced team. I mean, that's not the kind of thing where you go, hey, tonight, the Cavaliers. All right. Hey, tune in for teamwork tonight. Watch the Cavaliers play both ends of the floor tonight on TNT. Yes, Seton.
Which is funny because it's kind of what critics of the NBA are always looking for. Where's the fundamentals? Where's the teamwork? All this individual ISO play, that's not the game I grew up watching.
So the Cavaliers, 55-10. The Warriors in 2015 went 59-6. The 1995 Bulls,
love them,
went 58-7. The Bulls in 96 went 56-9. The 76ers in 82 went 56-9. Those are the only teams who have had a better record through 65 games. And please don't do this. Please, if you're an analyst at a network or a radio show, don't say the following. Yeah, but what are they going to do in the postseason? This is about the regular season. If that's the case, do we go, yeah, Shai Gilgeous MVP, but what's he going to do in the postseason? First NBA team to have multiple winning streaks of 15 or more games in a season since the 06 Phoenix Suns. They're that good that you have to cover them, which is kind of interesting. But I enjoy watching them. If you're going to talk about Shai Gilgeous, you got to give him the MVP because he's playing on the team with the best record in the West. Then you have to have consideration for Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is the best player on the team with the best record in the NBA. He's not going to win. He's probably going to get a ton of third place votes. It'll be SGA, then it'll be Joker, and then it'll be Donovan Mitchell. Just be fair. Cover the sports. Just be fair occasionally and acknowledge some of these sports that they're not going to, make the headlines here. They're not a ratings draw, but our job is still to cover sports. We may go, once again, I was there for a couple of the Spurs NBA championships. And I can tell you there was an audible groan when, got to go to San Antonio again. you still saw one of the greatest teams in NBA history. I mean, with David and Tim, Manu, Tony, Sean Elliott, one of the greatest coaches in history, but it wasn't exciting. We'd rather see a team that is more exciting, not as good, and maybe they don't win a championship, but boy, they were fun to watch.
That is courtesy of Dan Patrick Show. I couldn't have said it better. Hey, come on, fellas. It's time to it's time to give it up. It's time to give it up. And listen, I'm a 2016 guy. You know, Kyrie, LeBron coming back from 3-1. As far as regular season teams go, you got to put this team right up there. Got to. And some people might say even better because of the depth, because of the consistency, and because of the way that they are actually doing it. And a coach's first, it's crazy. You gotta almost put them in there. And obviously, we know what it is in the playoffs. But for me, I'm going to enjoy the regular season. I'm enjoying every one of these wins, losses. Listen, are you serious? These dudes is still only got 10 losses. That is wild to me. Let's get to some of your comments. I know y'all want to, we're going to get to talking Browns and we're going to do our thing, man. Mac Dog, man, I appreciate the super chat as well. Let me pull this down so I can see y'all flowers. Arresting Mitchell to get Darius going. Let him know. You notice that Darius Garland prior to these last couple of games, he was in a little bit of a slump, and I think they sat Donovan down. They gave Ty Jerome and his BFF Hunter, DeAndre Hunter, some time off a little bit. They've been spurting on and off with Evan Mobley, and the only reason they haven't given Jaron Allen any nights off is because he wants to play all 82 games. And that's a personal thing that he's been wanting to do. He's been public about that. So for me, they've been getting guys rest as they come in. And the cool thing about it is when young dudes come in, Sam Merrill and Ty Jerome, they're looking forward to the minutes. They're looking for Isaac Accord. They're looking forward to those minutes. Javonte Green is getting minutes. So guys are looking for a lot of minutes, man. They're looking for it, and they're being rewarded. Let's see. DDG says Boston Cavs going 7 in Eastern Conference finals will be epic. Forget Boston, for God's sakes. It will be a dogfight. y'all anteing up already. If this was the Warriors, I'm telling you, this is the Warriors. This is the prelude that we saw with the Warriors when they had the Splash Brothers and Draymond Green. This is it. When you go back and listen to Draymond Green early in the season, he played the Cavs. He said, listen, this is the closest thing I've ever seen to a team do what we used to do to people. It's demoralizing. Everybody is hitting. Everybody. And by the way, everybody got the green light. No drama here with the Cavs. Nothing to see here. Hey, shout out to South Euclid. You noticed that too, Lawrence? You noticed that too? Shout out to that, man. We over here. Yes, sir. Let me see. Let me get a couple more. Kid Wilson, 33. I'd rather have 2 great players than 1 elite player in Miles. Miles is hella overrated, not a game changer when it comes to making plays that count. Listen, I've already said this a few times when it go dip back to Myles Garrett. The Cleveland Browns don't have a Myles Garrett problem. They have a quarterback problem. And until the Cleveland Browns can solve the quarterback issue and solve the quarterback and find one, we will continue to put all of our eggs in things that don't really equate to anything, like defensive linemen and tackles and D tackles. I tell people all the time, it's a nice thing to have. You want D tackles or defensive ends, it's a nice thing to have if you already have a quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, there is no use in talking yourself into saying, I got this defense and nobody's going to stop. You crazy? Good luck having no offense trying to beat Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Herbert, Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, Listen, who am I? Man, Patrick Mahomes. I could go going on. You know names. You know this is the greatest hits. It's the greatest hits. Boris Diaw used to kill people, man. He not literally. I mean, he used to really do. You got to watch the algorithm. They be playing around.